What's up, fellow vapors? My name is Joe DiOrio, and welcome to Vape the World. That's my forum where I talk about what's new, what's going on, and actually where I get to review mods, tanks, tips, other mods, and juices, anything basically related to vaping, which I love vaping, so frankly that's what we talk about. And today we got a company called Vaping Extreme, which you can see on the website behind me. It's actually a pretty good company. They were in business for 2 years on the internet before they actually got themselves a brick and mortar that's been open for about 3 months and have been doing really well. Actually, when I went in there, it was actually really crowded. I got to meet with the owner and his son, who were both behind the counter, and another young guy named Young, actually. But, we were going through it, and I actually can't wait to go back there because they had some pretty cool mods that I want to take a look at and maybe get my hands on. But I told them I did video reviews, and they gave me 2 juices that they wanted me to review for them. It actually happens to be their top sellers, so, they actually put out 5 of their top sellers, so I grabbed 2 of them to review. One of them is actually a very common flavor, yet I haven't had one close enough to say that, I haven't had one that was actually that great until about now. It's watermelon. Watermelon is actually, every company tries to make watermelon. Sometimes they fail, sometimes they do great. I actually haven't found anybody until now who did something that I find worth vaping. They come in 10 milliliters, 10, 30, and 50 milliliters. I had to look on the website, but it's like right there, so why not, right? I mean, if it was high definition enough, you'd be able to see it, but sorry. 10, 30, and 50 milliliters, so they gave me a 10 milliliter bottle. I picked 8 milligrams in nicotine per milliliter, and its PG VG is 70/30. It's actually a very good vape. It's very clean, very refreshing. It actually reminds me of when I was younger, and my grandmother would make a nice meal, and then afterwards she would follow it up with some nice watermelon. Because I loved watermelon as a kid growing up. Watermelon, strawberries, stuff like that. I was a very picky eater. And she found out I liked that stuff, so she used to cut me up some slices all the time. And this is actually one of those times where I just reminisced about it. It's when I first vaped this watermelon. It's actually really good. It's very palate cleansing, sweet, but not overly sweet. It's not like biting the middle of the watermelon. It's like midway through it towards the rind. You get that clear taste of being a watermelon, and it's actually really refreshing. I enjoyed it actually very much, and you get some pretty good cloud off of it. You're not gonna win any cloud contests, but I was surprised at how much cloud I actually got from it when I drip it, and it's actually very good for dripping. It doesn't give you that kick in the back of the throat, and you can vape the stuff all day. Let's see. That's the watermelon. Watermelon was pretty good. Another one that I picked up was apple Martini. Now, when I tried apple Martini in the store, I was like, okay, this is an interesting flavor. You can taste the apple. It's like a green apple, sour apple, whatever you want to call it. But the Martini part of it just reminds me of a menthol cigarette, and I can't stand menthol cigarettes, so obviously it's 2 of their best sellers, so I mean, if somebody's buying it and it's actually good, I gotta say it's a clean juice. I don't see any sediment or anything like that. Not my favorite juice, but again, this is just my opinion. There's a lot of opinions out there that would probably differ from mine. I tend to go for the sweet and savory type tastes. I don't go for the nicotine, like the tobacco flavored and the menthol flavored stuff. I'm just really not into that. There's no menthol in it, he said. I talked to the owner and I said, hey, this tastes very mentholy, and he's like, oh, it's not menthol, it's the other flavors in it that kind of counteract with the apple and make that type of cool flavor. I was like, oh, okay, well, to me it's menthol. I mean, I've had menthol cigarettes before. I've had Parliaments, Cools, whatever you want to call them. Cools, really nasty, jail cigarettes, whatever you want to call them. Ugh. So, frankly, I would say that the watermelon's definitely my favorite out of the two. I give that 2 thumbs up. Apple Martini, I'd give maybe 1 thumb, but that's because I'm biased because of the mentholy taste to it, which I wasn't too happy with. They have a brick and mortar store over in Indian Trail, North Carolina. I'm about an hour and a half away. My parents live in Indian Trail. I'm in Winston-Salem here, the capital, or the old capital of tobacco, which is kind of funny since I don't smoke anymore. Let's see. And their juice name is XtremeJuice. Okay, so if you ever happen to, feel like getting a good watermelon, or if you do like apple martini or apple menthol, as I'd like to think of it, check them out on their website. They got a lot of other vendors' juices in there, so it's not just their juice, but their juices are pretty good. I actually got to try a bunch of their juices. Like, again, they have a little setup. Put it in a battery for you, and they had some very unique flavors. I'm actually kind of upset I didn't grab a couple of other ones while I was there to try those out. They had some pretty good ones. They come in childproof caps, which I can open most of the time. Press and turn. Yeah, that's always my problem with pressing and turning together, because that's 2 things at once. Just like doing a video and holding a bottle of juice. So, again, very clean store, very cool service there. My parents went in there. My dad wanted to get a battery one time, and since they had talked to me and all that, they called me up because I gave my dad the name of a battery, and they're like, well, this is a protected battery, and it's going into a mod that has circuitry. Do you really think that we should sell them this one or just a regular battery? And I was just like, no, go for the regular battery. And it was really cool that what they did was they didn't try to oversell my dad, which is good because that'll make him a customer for life. I mean, he'll just roll down the block and get whatever he needs. Really nice people there. The name of the owner is kind of lost in my head. I'm 37 years old. I'm getting old. I know dementia's coming, so frankly I don't remember his name, and it's sad that I don't, because he was a really nice guy. But I plan on going back and checking out the mods and seeing if I can get any more juices to review for him. Maybe even review a mod. Who knows? Or actually loan me a mod to review for him. It's a good company. It doesn't look like they're not out to take every penny from you. They're out there to make a good clientele and have a steady flow of customers. You could tell that they care about their business. It was clean, and their website is easily manageable and easy to go through and find whatever you need. And they have lots of flavors, lots of vendors, but XtremeJuice is pretty good as far as what they're representing and all that. And I actually give the whole juice line, because I did get to try a bunch of it in there, 2 thumbs up. It's very clean. It's very basic bottling, white with blue, but it really sticks out in your mind. And I always liked the name Extreme. I was a big fan of the band in the 80s and 90s. Shut up. Gary Sharon, Nuno Betancourt. Good duo. Gary Sharon with Eddie Van Halen, not so good. But we're not rating them. We're rating the juices. The juices are actually pretty good. Watermelon rocks pretty hard, pretty good, nice and tasty. apple martini, not my favorite flavor, but again, it's my opinion. They gave them to me for my opinion. They didn't give me to say, hey, you know, tell them that this is great. No, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I'm from New York. That's kind of the way I roll. You know, if you're a jerk, I'm going to tell you you're a jerk, and that's putting it a nice way for the internet and for all you kiddies out there who shouldn't be vaping until you're 18 years old. But again, it was actually a great experience. I look forward to going back there when I go and visit my parents, probably this weekend or next weekend. Whenever my parents need something, they're going to call me up and say, hey, Joe, yeah, we've got to go, and we got to go to the vape place. And I'll be like, okay. And I'll drive an hour and a half to go because I love going to stores and checking out what they have. And that's it for now. My name is Joe DiOrio. This is Vaping the World, vape review. You can catch me on YouTube, and I'll have a website coming out soon, but you can reach me if you have any comments or questions, or if you want, you know, have any questions about any juices that I might have tried, or if you want me to try out a juice for you, or a mod, or anything like that, anything I have my hands on, or anything I can get my hands on, just give me drop me a line. My email is vapor@joediorio.com. Again, the website's being worked on, so it's not up, but emails work just fine. Thank you very much. Remember, vape long, vape strong, and don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. My name is Joe DiOrio. Vape the world.